While everyone's talking about the weather, he's wondering why water doesn't have a taste. While they're laughing at jokes, he's analyzing the silence between words. While they're living, he's thinking about what it means to be alive. This isn't introversion. This isn't shyness. This is something deeper. Deep thinkers don't just see things. They see through them. You see a tree? They see how it bends toward light, how its roots mirror our search for purpose, how it dies and regrows every year, just like we do. A simple "how are you" isn't simple to them. They're calculating. Do you actually want to know? Should I say the truth? What is the truth right now? Science calls it the default mode network, the part of your brain that lights up when you're lost in thought. For most people, it's occasional. For deep thinkers, it never turns off. They're not overthinking. They're deep thinking. There's a difference. Overthinking is, what if I fail? Deep thinking is, why do I fear failure? Where does that fear come from? What is failure really? See the difference? Here's the paradox of deep thinkers. They crave connection but hate small talk. Surface conversations feel like dying slowly. They don't want to talk about the weather, they want to talk about fears, dreams, the weird fact that we're all going to die someday and we just ignore it. While everyone swims in the shallow end, deep thinkers are diving for pearls at the ocean floor. And it's lonely down there. They laugh when they're supposed to, nod when expected, but inside, they're galaxies away. And here's where it gets exhausting: they remember everything. Not just what happened, but how it felt, what it meant, what it revealed about human nature. That embarrassing thing you said 10 years ago that you forgot? They're still analyzing what it meant about your character. Not because they're judging you, because they can't help but find meaning in everything. Deep thinkers have a secret superpower. They can read you like a book you didn't know you wrote. That smile that doesn't reach your eyes? They noticed. The way your voice changed when you said "I'm fine"? They heard it. The thing you're not saying? They already know. It's the same brain wiring that gave us Einstein, Da Vinci, Jung, people who saw invisible connections others missed. They don't just think outside the box. They question why the box exists in the first place. While everyone follows the path, they're asking, who made this path? Where does it lead? Is there a better way? That's why they're often artists, writers, inventors. Their minds won't stop until they've turned the invisible into something real. But here's the dark side. Imagine having 47 browser tabs open in your mind, all the time. That's what it feels like. Even when they try to rest, their brain keeps going. Why did she say it that way? What if I'd chosen differently? What's the meaning of time? Did I lock the door? Which spirals into questioning free will. And modern society? It punishes them for it. We reward speed. They need time. We celebrate certainty. They live in questions. We want simple answers. They see complexity everywhere. So they learn to hide. They speed up their answers, dumb down their thoughts, pretend to be simpler than they are. And the mask gets heavy. That's why they love being alone. Not because they hate people, because solitude is where they can finally breathe. Where thoughts don't need to be explained. Where depth doesn't need to apologize. Here's what people don't understand. Deep thinkers aren't trying to be difficult. They just see 10 possibilities where you see one. They feel the weight of words you throw around carelessly. When someone says "I love you," they hear, what kind of love? Is it the same love as last year? Will it last? What even is love? Some people think ignorance is bliss. And maybe they're right. Maybe it's easier not to see too much. But deep thinkers can't turn it off. They see the beauty in a sunset and understand the physics of light. They feel the emotion and analyze why they feel it. And yes, it's exhausting. But it's also beautiful. Because when they love you, they don't love the surface. They love the parts of you that you hide. The contradictions. The flaws. The story behind your eyes. They don't just care. They understand. And in a world full of shallow connections, that's rare. So if you're a deep thinker, don't apologize. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more depth. Your silence isn't weakness. It's wisdom waiting. Your questions aren't confusion. They're consciousness awakening. In a world that moves too fast and thinks too shallow, your depth is not a curse, it's a light.